Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the real United States. I'm your host Paul Campbell, and behind the camera as always is our camera operator in my way, Beverly Campbell. Now it looks like we are out in the middle of the wilderness right now, but actually we are in downtown Washington, D.C. One of the things that has always eluded me, and I suppose many visitors here have missed this, is that in the middle of Washington, D.C., or very nearly the middle, is this 2,000-acre park called Rock Creek Park, and we're actually standing here on the banks of Rock Creek that runs down through the city of DC and dumps off into the Potomac River. It's a small river, but it's actually quite long. It's a beautiful place to come and just kind of get away from it all. There's a lot of historic things here to see. There's picnic areas all spread through here, and this is also a wildlife nature preserve. A large number of deer live in here. In fact, almost to the point where they've become overpopulated in recent years. So this is one of those things that you just don't expect to see. You see so many visuals from Washington, D.C., of downtown, near the Capitol building, near the White House, all the monuments. But actually there is this huge expanse of open, preserved property for everybody to come and enjoy. Now, across the river here, there are some historic buildings. I really don't know what they are right now. We'll hopefully get back later in the year to get on the other side of the creek to find out what these are. But you can see that there are some signs put up by the Park Service. These are historic markers for these old stone buildings. So there are historic things here. And a lot of the work that's been done down here, the abutments and the bridges and the retaining walls and whatnot, is all done out of cut stone. It's very nice, very colonial looking, and it's really pretty. I see here in the water there's actually some clam shells. I don't know what's been eating the clams, whether it's been a person or whether it's wildlife. Perhaps an otter or something has been digging up clams and bringing them up here. But you can see on the far side of the river here, across from this little babbling area we're at, some of the stonework for the retaining walls. And this is obviously a little cruder, a little older rock work than some of the stuff that's along the road in here. We see people out walking their dogs and jogging, riding bikes, whatnot. It's really a very nice place, and not something I just didn't expect. If you come here, say for a senior trip or just on a vacation, to see the sights and visit the monuments and things, this is something you may miss. So you might want to be looking for Rock Creek Park. And I've already committed to bringing my wife here for a picnic. We're going to try and swing around. It's still kind of slippery this time of year without falling down. And we're going to show you up here that there are some picnic tables. The interesting thing about this part of the world is that in most states here in the United States where there are parks with picnic tables, there are also permanent barbecue grills where you can put some charcoal in and you can have a fire there to cook your food on. We've noticed recently that in the Virginia and Maryland area, many of the parks don't have permanent barbecue grills. I'm not quite sure why that is. We're hoping to find out later in the year if it's a fire restriction or if it's just something they've chosen not to spend the money on. But parks here don't seem to have barbecue grills, so that might be something you want to be aware of if you come here. But still, we can bring a nice picnic lunch and come down here. Beautiful, very hilly area. Another thing that I hadn't thought about before I moved to DC was that much of this area is very hilly. You see again the visuals from the downtown area, and it's all just city. It's very flat. And this is actually a very hilly, rolling area. So it actually makes for some very, very pretty scenery. So right behind me here on Rock Creek is Pierce Mill Dam. It was built in 1906, and at that time what it did is it prevented, it wasn't built for this purpose, but it prevented herring and other fish from traveling upstream to spawn. So in the beginning of the 21st century, the local authorities built a spillway here that was provide a means for fish to travel upstream to spawn. Now this, again, was probably built, since it's called Pierce Mill Dam, for this structure across the way, which I'm guessing now is probably Pierce Mill. But again, we'll find out that later in the season when we get back up here. But it's just a very beautiful setting. You can see that as the water spills down over the dam, heads on downstream towards the Potomac. I guess it's like something like 86 miles that this creek runs from its headwaters up in Montgomery County, Maryland, all the way down to the Potomac. So just a beautiful stretch of water and territory to come and visit. So we'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Real United States. We hope you've enjoyed your visit to Rock Creek Park in Washington, D.C. We hope you'll pick subscribe and join us. Come along for the adventure. If you've got questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I love hearing from all of you. I try to get back to everybody I can as soon as I possibly can. And as always, thank you for watching.